CM Punk is finally going to be main eventing WrestleMania. Punk will be joining an elite list of stars to main event the show of shows, and in case you're trying to break into the business, I'm pretty sure this is one of those end goals for anybody. For some stars, it may take decades, and for others, it may not. So in today's video, I will be sharing my top 10 favorite WrestleMania main events of all time. Before we begin the list, make sure you like the video, comment down below some of your favorite main events of WrestleMania, and subscribe for more pro wrestling content. Also keep in mind this is not the definitive list of the best WrestleMania main events of all time. It is my list. It's not the correct list, but it is just my personal favorites. With that being said, at number 10 I have Brock Lesnar vs. Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 31. This one may be a bit of a cheat because it makes my list because of the amazing Money in the Bank cash-in by Seth Rollins. For all the matches Lesnar and Reigns had, this along with their SummerSlam 2022 matchup stand out the most. It was a big fight feel for this match, but to cap it off with a surprise cash-in and seeing something that we did not even predict made the match even better. It also just added to the lore of Reigns versus Rollins in the process. At number 9, Shawn Michaels vs. Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 14. The passing of the torch as Shawn would be heading into a brief retirement and the reins would be passed over to Steve Austin. Again, another big fight feel, which will become a common theme for this video, but truly catapulted Austin to another level. Between the build, the match, the presence of Iron Mike Tyson, and even the iconic call of Jim Ross screaming, "The Austin era has begun," this should be regarded as one of the classic main events in the promotion's history. At number 8, Sasha Banks vs. Bianca Belair at WrestleMania 37. A historic matchup and in my opinion the best women's main event in WrestleMania history, Banks and Belair deliver an emotional piece as we saw a star was born that night. Belair had just won the Royal Rumble and Sasha Banks had helped carry the WWE during the pandemic, so to see this culminate in such a match was excellent. At this point, Sasha Banks was my favorite member of the women's roster, and I could see the potential that Belair had. The spot where Banks is whipped by Belair's braid alone could have made it on this list, but in case you haven't seen this matchup in a while, do yourself a favor and go back and watch it. Number 7, once in a lifetime, The Rock vs. John Cena, WrestleMania 28. As a kid growing up, this felt like the biggest match possible. I mean, two faces of their respected eras. Two stars that have branched out into the mainstream. It took a year-long build, but the promo battles between the two are certainly memorable. The match itself highlighted the strengths of both men and displayed early hints of an arrogant Cena. The match was so good, they decided to run it back the following year, even though they really didn't have to. Like, seriously, they lied about it being once in a lifetime, and if you think about it, Punk could have had the main event back in 2013 if they didn't run this back, but anyways. Number 6, Roman Reigns vs. Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 39. What a WrestleMania. The vibe, the venue, and the story leading into this show. Heading into the matchup, I was really rooting for Cody Rhodes as my family and I had gotten heavily invested in his rise to stardom, as well as the connection with his father, Dusty. Plus, it was awesome to see Cody start as that babyface rookie in 2007 and evolve into the American Nightmare. The match had run-ins and false finishes, but the solo Sikoa attack remains one of the most devastating things I've ever seen as a fan. Just like watching Avengers Infinity War or The Empire Strikes Back, this main event really leaves you speechless as the result was not really what we wanted, but the match was great and Cody losing was essential to what would follow next. Number 5. Randy Orton vs. Batista vs. Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania 30. I've always been a fan of the more athletic and technical side of pro wrestling. Stars such as Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Eddie Guerrero, CM Punk, and of course Daniel Bryan were always my guys. To see Bryan organically get over with the crowd because of his hard work and expertise in the ring, there was no way the WWE would not crown him, right? Right? Man, it was really a struggle during this time because it really felt like the WWE did not want to push Bryan. However, the fans would not accept this, and they would even hijack shows and voice their support for the American Dragon. Bryan earning his spot into the main event and defeating 3 members of Evolution was an all-time moment, and it earns its spot on my list as one of the best feel-good moments ever. Number 4, The Rock vs. Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 17. Arguably the greatest rivalry in the WWE's history. Two of the top stars not only of their era, but of all time, attempting to best one another proved to be a great call for not one, not 2, but 3 WrestleMania matches. But my favorite is certainly the second outing solely for the Limp Bizkit's My Way video. But seriously, though, the build to this match is legendary, and adding the no disqualification stipulation only enhanced the experience. Having Austin turn heel at the end by joining Vince McMahon can be debated until the end of time, but it certainly was a shocking and memorable moment. Number 3, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Chris Benoit, WrestleMania 20. To this day, this is my favorite triple threat match of all time, a feat that could change actually at this year's WrestleMania. Remember what I said about Daniel Bryan's rise? Well, the same could be said about Benoit. Triple H and Shawn had their own issues, so for Benoit to best both men in a fantastic match has always stuck with me. The final spot where Triple H taps out to the crossface is a thing of beauty, but not as much as the final shot where Benoit and Eddie celebrate in the ring as the confetti falls. Everything that I love about pro wrestling is found in this moment, and for obvious reasons, it can never be acknowledged again. Number 2, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, WrestleMania 40. Cathartic. That's the word that comes to mind with this match. So much joy and relief was felt when Cody finally got the final 3 count to win the WWE title. A continuation of their match at WrestleMania 39. This one tops itself but splits it into 2 separate matches. The first half is a great battle between the 2 of the powerhouses in the WWE, and the second half is filled with run-ins in the style of the Attitude Era as the Usos, Solo Sikoa, John Cena, The Rock, and hell, even The Undertaker all make an appearance, making the moment feel all the more special. Emotions were felt this night, and sometimes I wish I could go back and relive it for the first time again because of how much it meant to me as a fan of the sport. And at number 1, The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 26. Of course, you guys, come on, you already know that this had to be the number 1 pick. Being able to see this match live and in person was awesome. 2 of the all-time greats providing one of the best performances of all time is something I do not take for granted. In my opinion, this is the standard for what a main event should be, and to think there wasn't even a title on the line. Instead, it was streak versus career, which arguably could be more significant. To say we saw the final match in Shawn's career is amazing, and no, I refuse to acknowledge Crown Jewel's a debacle of a matchup. For this to follow their WrestleMania 25 match and actually deliver is quite impressive. Shawn and Taker are at the top of their game in this match, and it should go down as one of the greatest matches of all time. And hey, that's my list. What did you guys think of the list? Be sure to like the video, give it a thumbs up, and comment down below your list in the comments section. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more pro wrestling content here on YouTube. And of course, my name is Jose Ramos Jr. Thank you for joining me in today's video, and I'll see you all next time.